Okay, so we've got a string. We've got, this is C# programming. We've got another string that we initialize to string.empty. And then we've got a third string that we initialize to null. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to pass each one of those strings to IsNullOrEmpty, and then we're going to see if it retrieves true or false. So here we've got, this is for our first result. So Boolean 1. We've got string.IsNullOrEmpty. We're passing it S1. That should definitely retrieve or return false because we have C# programming in there. So it definitely is not null or empty. For the second one, we are sending it string.empty. Okay, so that should retrieve a true. And then for the third one, we assigned it null. So that also should return true. Okay, and then we display the results. So B1 equals, it's going to display true or false. We believe that it's going to display false because string 1 is not null or empty. But for B2 and B3, we suspect that they are both going to retrieve true because we set 1 to string empty and we set 1 to null. Okay. And another thing, how these are quite often used is because they retrieve true or false, they are oftentimes used in a while loop or in an if statement. And so you can use them to check for true or false here as well. So let's look at the output. So B1 was false, which we thought. B2 and B3 were true. Okay. And that's exactly what we thought the output would be. And so what these if statements are doing is we only want to print, the contents of the string if it is not null or empty. So when we called IsNullOrEmpty, it retrieves a value of false if there's something there. So we're only going to get a true if it really is null or empty. So using the results from IsNullOrEmpty, how do we tell it to print if there's something there? Well, basically, we want to print it if it's not null or empty, right? So if it's not true, we want to print it. Okay, and of these three, which one was not true? The first one, because that had C# programming in it. So when we're checking down here to see which one is not true, we would expect for the first one to be written out because that retrieved a false. Okay, this one was true. This one was true because it was null or empty. Okay, but this one had something in it. And so that is exactly what happened. So the first one was not true. It was false. Okay, but this one was true and this one was true. So we don't print those out.